Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, welcome to this video presentation on a very important topic, consumer protection. I'm Maulid Rasana, a student from the Mathematics Education Study Program with NPM 2311204. Over the next 15 menit ke depan, we will break down why every individual, you, me, and everyone else, has rights that must be respected in every economic transaction. We as consumers are the backbone of the economy, and it is crucial for us to know our rights to create a fair and safe market. Let's get started. What are consumers and business actors? Before going further, let's agree on the basic definition according to law number 8 of 1999 on consumer protection UU-PK. A consumer is any user of goods and or service available in the community whether for their own interest, family, other creators, and not for trading purposes. Simply put, on we buy something for personal use, we are consumers. On the other hand, a business is any individual or legal entity that conducts business activities in various economic sectors, such as a producer, seller, or service provider. The relationship between two consumer and the business actor is what the law regulates to ensure balance. Next, why is consumer protection necessary? So, what are the main goals of consumer protection? The law lists several noble objectives, including number 1, first to increase the consumers' awareness, ability, and self-reliance in protecting themselves. This means consumers must be smart. Number 2, second, to uphold the dignity of consumers, protecting use from the negative effect of using harmful or defective goods or service. Number 3, tier to create a consumer protection system that contains elements of legal certainty and open access to information. And the last and most importantly, to ensure that the quality, comfort, security, and safety of goods and service circulating in the market are guaranteed for all of use. Next, the main legal basis. The main legal basis we are discussing is law number 8 of 1999 concerning consumer protection UU-PK. This law serves as the legal umbrella in Indonesia. The extension of the UU-PK is crucial because the consumers bargaining position is often weaker than that of the business actor. With this law, Ulrich Arguanet and business actor have clear boundaries and responsibilities. Next, fifth principles of consumer protection. That implementation of consumer protection in Indonesia is based on five important principles. Now, number one, principles of benefit. Every effort must provide maximum benefit for the interest of consumers and business actors as a whole. Number two, principles of justice. Providing equal opportunities for consumers and business actors to obtain their rights and carry out their obligation. Number three, principle of balance. A balance between the interests of the consumer, the business actor, and the government. No one should feel disadvantaged. Number four, principle of consumer safety and security. A legal guarantee the product consumers will not endanger health or safety. And last, principle of legal certainty. Both consumers and business actors comply with and enforce legal regulation, and the state guarantees this legal certainty. Next, basic consumer risk. Let's delve into our basic risk as consumers as stipulated in Article 4 of the UUPK. First risk, the risk to comfort, security, and safety in consuming goods and or service. This is a fundamental risk. Product must be safe and harmless. Second risk, the risk to cause good and or service. We have the risk to deceit without correction, and we have the risk to receive goods in accordance with the exchange value and the promised guarantees. The risk to true, clear and honest information. Consumer must know exactly what they are buying, from composition and expiration date. The usage instructions, no more misleading advertisement or description. Next, basic consumer risk. Other consumer risks are equally important. The risk to be held. We have the right to express our opinions and complaints about the goods service we use. Your complaint must be responded to appropriately. The right to obtain advice and protection. If a dispute arises, we have the right to obtain legal assistance or protection from related institutions. The right to compensation or indemnification. If the good or service we receive do not comply with the agreement, we have the right to request compensation or replacement. Don't be afraid to demand this right. Furthermore, the right to obtain consumer development and education so that we become smart in transportation. And the next, acts in good faith. When conducting transaction, make purchases honestly and do not harm the business actor, read or follow instruction. For safety and security, we must read the information, usage instruction, or producers for using the goods service. Pay according to the exchange value of cross, we must pay the agreed upon price. Follow the dispute settlement efforts. If a problem occurs, we must follow the legal channel for consumer dispute resolution appropriately. Next, business actor obligation. And here is the list of obligations that business actor must fulfill. They must act in good faith in running their business. They must provide true, clear, and honest information about the education and grants of the goods service. They must guard the quality of the goods of service product or traded. They must provide compensation, indemnification, or replacement for losses resulting from the use of goods, service, and the last and the most profit the consumer with an opportunity to test the product if it is an item that is measured weight or content. Next, example of consumer risk violation. There are many examples of violation that we often encounter, such as defective goods, selling products that do not meet quality standards or have hidden defects without informing the consumer, misleading advertising, promotion that do not align with the product reality, or exaggerated claims, missing key information. For example, not listing a halal label and expiration date, or not including a label in the Indonesian language. This violation clearly breaches the consumer right to safety and true information. Next, prohibited standard clauses. We often find contract or rebates that contain standard clauses. These are one-sided agreements. The UU-PK explicitly prohibits business actors from including standard clauses that declare the transfer of responsibility from the business actor to another party, such that the business actor has the right to refuse the return of the purchased goods, or force consumers to comply with new rules that were not informed during that transaction. Next, dispute the resolution mechanism. If your rights are felt, how do you resolve the issue? There are several scenarios. First, direct negotiation. Try to resolve the issue peacefully and amicably with the business actor. Second track, BPSK Consumer Dispute Resolution Agency. BPSK is available in various regions to settle disputes at the court through mediation, conciliation, or arbitration. This channel is usually faster and less costly. Throughout the core system, if the non-legalization can file the dispute and be filed with the discrete court, cause the channel that is most effective and efficient for your case. Consumer Protection Institution, in addition to BPSK, there are several other institutions that can help. LPSKM, the Minister of the Trade atau OJK for the financial service sector. Unless if you feel harmed, you can contact this institution for consultation. Next, consultation and call to action. In consultation, remember that consumer protection is both a right and a self-responsibility. Never fear of reading, asking questions, and demanding your right. Be a smart, independent, and brave consumer. Next, thank you for your time and attention. I hope this presentation is useful and increases awareness for all of us. I'm Maulida Lasana, NPM 231120004 from the Mathematics Education Study Program. Goodbye. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.